Welcome, everyone, to Dallas. 4 cities, 5 nights. Raptors finish this portion of their trip 1-3. NBA TV Canada Raptors post up. They'll return home to take on Golden State and then immediately head back out on the road. They'll face the Knicks and then on to Philadelphia. Return home to take on Cleveland, and then it's back out on the road.
You're wearing me out. You sound like a travel agent.
Just saying. A lot of times where you're going to be out of the road.
Are you selling cruises and stuff too? Like,
well, might not be a bad time to go on one. The Toronto Raptors end up falling tonight. Great effort, though. However, second half, I think specifically, Sherm, turnovers became a little bit of an issue in Dallas. At one stretch, it was like 12 turnovers leading to 20 points in that second half.
Yeah, and Dallas does a great job capitalizing on those turnovers. They're a very, very talented team. Their depth came into play as well. But the Raptors, we've seen this over this road trip, the inability to take care of the ball and then compound those errors by giving up points off the turnovers. It's not about playing hard, guys. They played hard. They tried to execute. You could see some fatigue in them throughout this game. But there's no question, those turnovers and the way Dallas approached those turnovers really hurt the Raptors.
You know, it's interesting. I had a nice chat with Derek Harper, the TV analyst for the Dallas Mavericks, before the game. And obviously Derek was a terrific player here at Dallas, the Knicks, a number of teams. And he said, you know, we were talking about both teams and just said, hey, you know, really, when you look at getting prepared for spring, because this is what it's about. You know you're going to make the playoffs, both of these teams. How good do you become in your 5-on-5 half-court game offensively, and how good do you become defensively in just terms of being sound in your system? And I think that's the key now for the Raptors in terms of if they're going to keep growing and getting better, that's the area that's really got to improve.
All right, let's hear from the head coach of your Toronto Raptors, Dwayne Casey.
Coach, what did they take away, or what happened in the second half? You weren't able to kind of hang in there.
Well, our fatigue turnovers got us. I mean, the turnovers were crucial, were brutal. They led to baskets on the other end. Some of them were forced, some of them were unforced turnovers, and I thought that was the difference in the second half. We, take care of the ball. I thought our defense, for the most part, was solid. Offensively, we were moving the ball. We got the ball humming and moving. 17 assists, but it was the way we want to play. There were rhythm assists, got guys rhythm shots, and that's the way we have to play.
The foul trouble for Jonas early on.
Yeah, he had some tough fouls in those situations, but again, they put him in a lot of pick and rolls. He did a good job of being up early in the game, and then once he got in foul trouble, I thought he got tentative a little bit, and all our bigs got tentative, and and that's why we had to go smaller to start being aggressive and start trapping a little bit more.
With Amir, was it injury or was it fatigue?
I thought he tweaked his ankle a little bit and fatigue. I thought, the 4 games in 5 nights, everybody goes through that. That's not an excuse. I thought were some of the fatigue turnovers in the second half. Yeah. But again, that team over there, they're going to be in the money in the West, and I thought our guys battled, played the right way. We got to continue to grow and build on that tonight. You're never satisfied with the win, never. But with that said, I thought we played the game the right way with the right intentions, together, connected, quality shots for the most part. And, we continue to do that, build on that, and get our bodies right, get some rest. It'll help us. Thanks.
Well, rest for the Toronto Raptors, that'll come tomorrow. And then Thursday, back to work. Friday night, Golden State. It's just one of those stretches, and it's tough, and it's why you look back over.
And then you got to play the Knicks Saturday night on a back-to-back.
Correct, and then it's Philly and
3 games in 4 nights.
Well, you sound like a travel agent.
I sound like a travel agent. Yeah. The problem is I'm going east, and it's getting colder.
Well, here's the thing.
It's cold here too.
It's why you'll look back on last night. When you look at this, this trip scared me a little bit. When you look at it, kind of coming out of the break. I thought there was a possibility you'd be about 1-3, and thought if you could come away 2-2, that would just be sensational.
And last night they were there to do it.
Yeah, they were just there to do it. And you know what? Tonight I think it was there. It was that effort. But then some things. A couple of trips down, turn it over, credit. The Dallas Mavericks. You made this point during the game. Rick Carlisle and Rajon Rondo got into it. And he told him to sit down. Mm-hmm. Rondo sat down.
Stronger words than that.
Yes, but
family show.
Yeah. And so he told him to sit down. and never played again. They were down 7 at that point, and they go on to win by 7.
That's how you manage your team. I mean, doesn't matter who you are. If you get out of line as a head coach, you've got to take the proper actions. And I think Rick Carlisle did the right thing. His team responded. Having said that, you look at yesterday's game and today, there's a lot of self-inflicted wounds by the Raptors. Those turnovers really hurt them. Yesterday, defensively, they had slippage. But this is a team, the Raptors, who have to figure out how to be a consistent team. The last 25 games or so, they've got to understand that they're building towards the playoffs. They've got to solidify some things. And right now, this fluctuation is not what Dwayne Casey wants to see from them. Having said that, they played hard, but they can't turn the ball over and create bad situations for themselves.
The good thing, though, is they have a lot to work with. Like I look out there, and this is not a matter of not having talent. These are correctable errors. And to me, that's the most important thing, is when you have a team that is just, as you said, self-inflicted, you can correct that.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. So now the challenge is, the problem is, the schedule gets in the way. When can you practice? And, so a lot of it comes down to the professionalism and the maturity of your older players and being able to take advantage of walkthroughs and video sessions, sitting down with a coach one-on-one and talking about their personal game, and really being able to continue to grow in those regards. Because if you can do that, you're going to get better, and you will overcome some of this stuff.
All right, let's take a look at the primo player of the game, and that was, look, Devin Harris was really strong tonight.
Well, he was, and we're talking about at the point guard spot, being able to really create a tempo, create a defensive identity, offensively, make plays for your team. I thought he was active all night, and that's the depth of this point guard spot for the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, you can run Devin Harris out there, Barea can go out there, they even have a Raymond Felton dusted off somewhere. This is a team that has some quality depth at the point guard spot with a Rondo, so Devin Harris with Rondo out of the game, I thought he stepped up and he did a great job running this team and leading them to a win.
It's funny. It was like watching the playoffs with the Raptors and the Nets from years ago with, Richard Jefferson and Devin Harris and company. Vince Carter used to play here in Dallas as well, but they all seem to come back and continue to haunt you. But and he and Richard Jefferson, I think, both do the same thing. They come in and they play really hard defensively, and they're just good team players. Aminu, I thought, was terrific, changing shots at the rim. I love his game. He rebounds the ball, his length. And Barea, that guy, man, is a tough cookie, and he can light it up quick. He gives you quick points, and this crowd responded to him.
They did a great job of rebuilding after they thought that they were going to be in that sweepstakes for Dwight Howard.
It's a deep team there.
Yeah,
that's
and all of a sudden you start making some moves. You say, all right, we're going to have to bring back Chandler. We're going to have to do a few things.
They got Dirk.
All right, let's go back, and when we return, it'll be Kyle Lowry